What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will have the latest updates on the Jude Bellingham transfer saga, because apparently Jude Bellingham will leave Borussia Dortmund in the summer for close to £100 million, and some journalists from Spain has already said that Jude Bellingham already decided to go to Real Madrid, but Jan Fjørtoft, a journalist who is working in the Bundesliga, in and around the Bundesliga, he has very close ties to Borussia Dortmund. He said that nothing is decided yet. Nothing has been decided. So Jude Bellingham's next destination is not confirmed yet, but it's I think it's really a big conundrum whether Liverpool will sign Bellingham or not, because of the transfer fee and of the huge wages. But if Liverpool do end up missing out on Jude Bellingham, then the summer transfer strategy will blow up in their face, because one of the main reasons why Liverpool decided not to sign a world-class midfielder in the summer was to save money to be able to sign Bellingham next summer. So if Liverpool miss out on Jude Bellingham, then the owners, FSG, and the decision makers, whoever it was at Liverpool FC who decided not to sign a great midfielder in the summer, we are already regretting it, I think. Jurgen Klopp said himself that he was wrong when he said and he thought that Liverpool don't need an actual midfielder signing, and we signed Thiago last minute, we signed Arthur last minute as a kind of in a panic after 4 of our midfielders were injured already. But Arthur is also injury prone and he's also out injured, and he played like 1 or 2 games. So it's like we didn't even sign a midfielder in the summer, and that's effectively what happened. And I think Liverpool, with the season that they are having, they are hugely missing a brilliant midfielder, somebody in the mold of Tchouaméni or Bellingham. And if those 2 players are not available in a window, you don't just end up signing nobody, because all the other top clubs that Liverpool are fighting with for the Premier League top 4, they are all moving forward, they are all improving. So you can't just stand still, because then what you are doing is actually moving backwards while all the other clubs are improving. And I think if Liverpool are having a disastrous season this season, and I think missing out on the top 4 would be an actual disaster, then this will be one of the biggest regrettable decisions that FSG and Liverpool made of the last like 4 or 5 years. And Real Madrid are trying to sell Bellingham the vision that he will be one of the cornerstones, one of the most important members of the Real Madrid midfield for the next 10 years, after the Toni Kroos, Luka Modric midfield partnership is going to be phased out. They are all like 34, 35 years old, and they already have Tchouaméni, they already have Camavinga, and if they sign Bellingham, then they could have their midfield sorted for the next 10 years. They already had Valverde, who is having his best season so far. He's banging in the goals left, right and center, and not just tap-ins, but absolute bangers from outside of the box. Valverde is the midfielder that I wish Liverpool had, by the way, and because he's even better right now in his form than Jude Bellingham. I mean, Bellingham scored 2 goals on the weekend for Borussia Dortmund, but those were his first league goals for like 6 months. And Pep Guardiola, I think, described Bellingham perfectly, saying, I said when he was 17 years old, it wasn't just his quality on the pitch, it was about, he was shouting, he was leading, he was kicking, he was going to the referee. I thought this guy was something special in terms of mentality. Now at 19 years old, he's already one of the captains of Borussia Dortmund, and when that happens at 19 years old, it is quite impressive. The quality and the skills, everyone knows about it, but it's not just about that, it's about the whole package. He's really good, he's already in the national team, playing with England at 19. That is quite impressive. We know the quality he has, but we will try to improve our quality on the game and win the game, because Dortmund play Manchester City, and that will be another big test for Jude Bellingham and Borussia Dortmund. But when big clubs like Real Madrid, Man City are in for you, can Liverpool really compete with them in terms of paying a huge transfer fee, like close to 100 million, plus paying like 350, 400 million pounds? And if Man City offer Bellingham 500, weekly wages. If Real Madrid offer Bellingham 600k weekly wages, they can easily do that, by the way, because they have pretty much unlimited spending, unlimited money. Liverpool cannot compete with that. We already have Mo Salah as our highest earner, and he's earning less than £400,000 per week. And I mean, this is crazy that football nowadays, it looks like for the biggest players, only the like mega rich clubs will be able to sign them. I mean, Mbappe, he had to choose between Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. Liverpool weren't even in the conversation because of how high the wages of Mbappe were. And Erling Haaland was a similar story, and Bellingham might be a similar story as well. And the Dortmund coach, Edin Terzic, who actually worked at West Ham as Slaven Bilic's assistant, has a clear idea of what Bellingham can achieve in the next 10 years. For the English, in the next 10 years, not only Jude Bellingham, but Declan Rice, who I was fortunate to work with at West Ham, will dominate the midfield positions for their national team. They are both very talented players. And Bellingham said that even though he's 19 years old, he has already achieved a bit, but he only won one trophy in his career, and it's not enough, Bellingham said. I want to win way more, and I want to continue to push the boundaries of my own potential and talent. And Bellingham is enjoying his most productive season of his career, because previously for Dortmund he scored 4 and 6 goals. This season he already has 8 goals, which is half a goal per 90 minutes. So before that it was 0.13, 0.14 goals per 90 minutes. Now it's 0.5, so that's a huge jump, a huge improvement. And Bellingham is the third captain at Borussia Dortmund, and when Hummels and Marco Reus were injured, then Bellingham was the captain of Borussia Dortmund at just 19 years old, as a teenager. That's absolutely amazing and very, very impressive. And Terzic said Dortmund is famous for developing huge talent, but at 19 years old, Bellingham is the oldest 19-year-old I have ever seen on and off the pitch. We are really happy he is with us. It's a win-win situation. We are benefiting from having him, and I think he appreciates that Dortmund is the right place for his development. Jude will have a big impact not only against Man City but for the World Cup and for the rest of our season. And Bellingham also said that the coach Terzic tells him that you don't need to actually wear the armband to be the leader on the pitch. And I've always felt that I can lead the team without having the armband. The biggest part of leadership is that you lead by example with your performance, first and foremost, a little bit. And Bellingham explained that Dortmund had an already brilliant track record with young players. That was one of the main reasons why he went to Dortmund. Obviously, I would have had a lot more time to actually make my decision because I had lockdown. It was tough because I knew I had a really big decision coming up and I had a lot of time to make it, and often that's the worst and the best thing at the same time. The Bundesliga started a few weeks earlier than the English Championship, and I got to see what the team looked like. When I watched the team, I felt like there were places I could really improve Dortmund and where Dortmund could really improve me. And the more I watched the team, I thought, yeah, I've got a chance here. It is one he has seized, definitely, and Bellingham is growing into one of the most talented and one of the most brilliant players of his generation. The big question is, will Liverpool be able to rival Man City, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man United for Bellingham's signature? Not just the 100 million transfer fee, I think we can pay that, but can we pay the wages of what Bellingham are going to get offered by these huge clubs? That's the big question. And I think the January transfer window will answer the big questions that the Liverpool fans, including you and me, have about the owners. Do the owners really have ambition? Do they want Liverpool to win trophies and titles? Or are they just happy for Liverpool to grow as a business and to collect money through sponsorship deals and TV money? And are they just happy for Liverpool to be in the top 4? And Jose Enriquez posted a very telling statistic for each Liverpool midfielder, the last assist that they gave. And Thiago gave the last assist in May against Wolves, that's fine. But Henderson, February, this year in February was the last assist for Henderson. For Naby Keita, it was last October, 1 year ago. Same with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Last October, 1 year ago, they gave their last assist. Curtis Jones, same, last October. So 3 of our midfielders haven't given an assist for 1 year. Henderson haven't given assist for half a year, and Harvey Elliott hasn't even given assist ever in his career. And yes, some of these players are scoring goals, but not regularly enough. And with Trent and Robertson having been really off form and not providing as many assists as they used to have. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold was the king of assists in the last 2 years. I think he has like 1 assist in the Premier League, or maybe even 0. Same with Andy Robertson. Because the fullbacks' assists have dried up, and also the midfielders are not going to give assists and score many goals, we are even more heavily relying on our front players to not only score goals but to create goals as well. And that's a big problem, because now that Liverpool have a little bit out of form Mo Salah, the other players are not contributing enough. And Bobby Firmino has been brilliant, Darwin Núñez has been brilliant, but with Jota injured, Diaz injured, also Darwin Núñez was injured for the Nottingham Forest game. Liverpool just don't have enough goal scorers and enough creators in their team at the moment, and that's a massive problem, I think. Jurgen Klopp definitely deserves more time to fix the team, but I think we need to get our injured players back. Hopefully Thiago, Darwin Núñez will be back and Trent Alexander-Arnold for the Ajax game. And I think it's very, very important to get a result against Ajax, maybe even win, because we don't win away from home enough times in this season. I mean, we have 0 wins in the Premier League away from home. From 5 games, we have 2 draws and 3 defeats. That's an absolutely shocking record. And yes, in the Champions League, we have beaten Rangers 7-1 away from home, but we also lost to Napoli 4-1. So this Ajax game will be a huge test. And also, if Liverpool could win, that could get the confidence back a little bit. And we need to kickstart our season. How many times have we said it? After the Man City and West Ham games, we really thought Liverpool were back. The defensive solidity was back. But then Joe Gomez makes so many individual errors against Nottingham Forest. I can't wait for Konate to be back as well. Hopefully Konate will be back against Ajax, because I honestly think that with Konate and Van Dijk at the back, our defense would look a lot more solid. Trent Alexander-Arnold also needs to get back into top form. And yeah, just Liverpool need to get their finger out. They need to improve. Most of our top players need to improve. Virgil van Dijk needs to get his act together. And also the midfield has huge problems. And I really, really hope that Thiago can get an extended run in the team. Fabinho needs to improve his form. We just need to get somehow to this winter break before the World Cup, getting as many points as possible. And after we play Ajax, we have Leeds United, who are one of the worst teams in the Premier League, but we already lost to literally the worst, the bottom of the table, Nottingham Forest. And after that we play Napoli. Hopefully that's a dead rubber. Hopefully Liverpool have already qualified by getting a result tomorrow against Ajax. And after that we play Tottenham, and then Derby County in the League Cup, and Southampton is our last game before the World Cup. The Tottenham-Liverpool game, I'm dreading that. If we don't improve that defensively, we might lose that, and then we will have a big gap between ourselves and the top 4. And that's what we have to avoid. Going into the winter break, Liverpool will need to be within touching distance of the top 4. And at the moment, Liverpool are 5 points behind Newcastle and Chelsea, who are in the top 4. Liverpool played the same amount of games as Chelsea. Newcastle have a game more. Yeah, also Man United are 4 points ahead of Liverpool. I mean, how did that happen? Absolutely inexcusable. I mean, even Fulham are ahead of Liverpool at this stage in the Premier League table. I mean, Fulham and Newcastle being ahead of Liverpool is not something that I thought it would happen after 11 games. So yeah, we need to improve massively. And let's hope the owners give Jurgen Klopp enough funds in the January transfer windows to strengthen the team, because it's inexcusable that we didn't sign a midfielder in the summer. That's my thoughts. Let me know what is yours in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.